Hello friends, welcome back to the course. Now in this lecture, first of all we will do the basic animation exercise which we left in the last lecture. That is how we will produce the sound of ball hitting the edge. I hope you have worked on it and you have been able to solve it. But in case you have not been able to do it, we'll see that here. And what else we'll learn in this lecture is, we will try to create two counts. One is hit count. Hit count is whenever the ball hits every, this count will increase, and ball on edge count is whenever the ball hits on the edge, this count will increase. So let's see the demo, how it works. So we'll just run it and then we will discuss on it further. See, here this edge count has increased. Now it has become 3 and hit count is also 1. Now it is 4. 5, now it is 2, so it is continuously increasing. So we will learn how to program this because this is going to be very important for our game designing and for our animation planning. So let's start the lecture. So this was the program we have built till now. So whenever the basketball touches every, it creates a pop sound. Now what we want to do is, whenever the basketball hits the ground or any of the edges, it creates a basketball hitting sound. So again, what we did in case of every, we went here and we put an if statement. So whenever is again a statement where we have to make a decision or it is a condition. So we will go to the basketball sprite and here we'll put an if statement. So let's find where, here it is the if statement and we'll put it here. And what we will do is, we will select one condition. What? This ball is touching the edge. So touching is a correct. It's a sensing code basically. So we have to go into sensing. And here you can see touching. So we'll click here and we'll drop it here. And instead of mouse pointer, we'll click edge. Now, whenever the ball is touching the edge, what it will do? It will produce a sound. Sound will come in sound. Correct. And here we will see the basketball bounce sound. So we can click and drop it here. Now this program is complete. The exercise we were planning, we have completed that exercise. Now let's run it once and see whether it works or not. Now it is producing that sound. Okay, so the program is successful. Now let's move on to the next exercise of this program. Now what we were planning to do is, we were planning to have two counters. One is whenever the ball is hitting every, then there should be a counter which should increase. And the second is whenever the ball is hitting the edge, the counter should increase. Now let's start with every. Let's go to every. Now what we have to do is, we have to understand a new concept which is known as variables. So to make this program, we have to go to variables. Now variable is a data type, or you can say it is a storage where you can store any number and it can change. So it can change and you can store any number and you can give it any name. Okay, so let's make a variable. Now what we will do is, we will write the name of the variable. So I will write it as hit count every, so that I can remember it easily. That is whenever ball is hitting every. So we will write ball hit count, ball hit every count. So ball, we'll make it more simpler. Ball hitting every count. So whenever ball is hitting every, we will count it. So we will make it. So after clicking OK, you can see the variable has been made. And because this is checked, we are able to see this variable here. If we uncheck it, the variable will be gone. So we can keep it here, ball hitting every count. Now how we will be using it? So you can see the value of variable is 0 right now. And whenever we start the program, we have to keep the value of variable 0 because the program should understand from where this value of variable will begin. So we'll always keep it at 0. So we will use this statement, set ball hitting every count to 0, and we will put it at the start of our program. So whenever the program starts, the variable will be 0. In a way, the variable will reset to 0. Now what will happen if the ball hits every? The variable should increase by 1. Every time it hits every, it should increase by 1. So there is one statement here, change ball hitting every count by 1. So we will use this count that we know. So we can click and drop it here because we are going to use it. But where we should place it? Just think where we should place this variable. Yes, right. We should place this variable wherever it is touching the every. The ball is touching the every, or every is touching the ball. So whenever we are making the pop sound, we will increase our variable count or the hit count by 1. Okay. So let's see whether it works or not. So let's start this program. See, this variable has started increasing. Okay. So it is working perfectly. Now let's stop it. Now the next part is making another variable for the ball, and again this variable should increase by 1 whenever the ball touches any of the edges. So this is the exercise you have to do, and you can pause the video here for some time and do this exercise on your own and then resume this video. Okay. I hope you have been able to do it successfully, and many congratulations to you. But if you have not been able to do it, we will just go to the every again and we'll see what we did. First of all, we created a variable. Then we set this variable to 0 at the start of the program, and then we had increased the variable count by 1 inside whenever it touches the ball. Okay, so again what steps we'll carry out? We'll go to basketball. Here we will have to make one variable. Now here you can make variable for this sprite as well as for all the sprites. We usually make it for all the sprites. Whenever a specific need will come, we will discuss, but right now we are making it for all the sprites. So now what variable we have to make? Ball hitting edge count. Okay, now we will make this variable. So this variable has now come here, and you can see this is available over here. Ball hitting every count, ball hitting edge count. Again, if I uncheck it, it will be gone. If I check it, we can see it again. Now, what is the first step that we need to do with this variable is setting it to 0. So we'll set it to 0 at the start of the program. And then what we will do is whenever ball touches the edge in this conditional statement, whenever the ball is touching the edge, we have to increase the variable by 1, or we have to change the variable by 1. So what happens when we change the variable by 1? If it has touched the edge once, it will become 1. If it again touches the edge, it will change the 1 by 1. That is, it will become from 1 to it will become 2. So this is how it works. So what we will do is we will Now we'll again start this program and we'll see how it works. So when I start this program, notice that both the variables become 0. See, both the variables became 0. Now it has become 1, 2, 3. Okay, one mistake we have done over here is we have selected ball hitting every count instead of ball hitting edge count. That's why this edge count variable was not increasing. So here we will select ball hitting edge count. So this mistake can happen. We have to be very careful. Now we will again stop it, we'll reset it and we'll start it. See, again it is 0. Now let's see whether it works or not. It has touched every. Okay, now it is increasing. So this variable has started increasing to. Okay, now it is working perfectly. So this was all about this variables. I hope you have learned something new and you have enjoyed this exercise, and you can think about your own applications that you can build by using variables. In this animation itself, what you can do by adding few more variables. So I leave that to you and we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.